I was able to enjoy my holiday in Australia in November 2019 because of a friend of mine helped me to be there.
And be sure to leave everything behind.
I watched movies whole time during flying out to Australia. I stopped over Singapore airport, where is the best international airport in the world, and I noticed why it is. There are beautiful tiny gardens, and there are kiosks you can search what gate you have to head to and where the gate is by the barcode of your boarding pass. Maybe it looked cool because of the glamorous display of burn shop. Oh, there are some spots children can play in the airport without being bored. This table is shaped a shoe, and children can put the paper on the table, and when they scratch the crayons on it, the picture is getting appeared. Pretty interesting. I did with coin when I was young. In my opinion, the chairs in Singapore airport are well designed and cool. Also, you would probably know about the Jewel Changi Airport. I was very excited to see the giant garden space, but I couldn't be there because I couldn't get out of Changi Airport. You can see that when you get out of the airport completely. I hope I can travel Singapore one day, but I've heard that it's so expensive to travel Singapore. Finally, I got to Brisbane. It's been 2 years since I left Australia, and I really missed Australia. A friend of mine, Richard, came to pick me up, and I met his housemates who I've met 2 years ago. I stayed at his place with them.
It's just that salt.
Yeah.
I looked around Rich's room as well, pretty clean than I expected. They were about to go to see a used sofa, so I joined them.
There's enough space between the three of us as well. I mean, that's the best part. Is that I don't know what about actually touching.
Yeah. Yes. You're happy you get to cuddle up against me.
GoPro.
You don't see this every day, do you?
The seller was living pretty good apartment. Wow. That's cool. Then I and Rich went to a Greek restaurant next to river to have dinner with Daryl, who is Rich's one of close friend. I've hung out with him 2 years ago in Australia, and as well as when he came to Korea with his cousin. I really enjoyed the Greek food at the restaurant, and I recommend this restaurant.
What do you think? I think we need like a meaty dish.
If you are interested in where it is, please look at the description. I put the information about good restaurants I've been in this video. I'm not really a meat person, and I don't eat lamb, but the lamb cuisine of this restaurant was pretty good, and beef and cocktail are tasty. Day 2, I went to Brisbane City for going to bank and going for a walk as well. I joined Rich and Daryl for having lunch. Daryl was out from work for lunch, so he was wearing a suit. So I and Rich looked very poor compared with him. The pork belly in this restaurant was so good, and potato gnocchi was okay. In the evening, Rich drove me around the cool places in Brisbane such as Kangaroo Point, Howard Smith Wharves, also Powerhouse. I love that places, but it's way too expensive for me, so I didn't even grab a beer. We just walked a bit. It's kind of beach. I told Rich I would have a fish and chips, and he took me a fish and chip shop and he ordered this huge seafood plate, which is awesome. Honestly, he said that he didn't even know what it was. Then, boom, giant seafood plate was served to us. I have never had like that thing. Wow, that's amazing. Wow, so big.
So cool.
Jeez. Wow. It's super big and it tastes so good and fresh. We left over the food too much, so it was waste. It was shame we didn't visit this restaurant with more friends. This fish and chips plate was so good. The fried scallops and baked scallops with cheese on are good. But I wasn't a big fan of crab and I can't eat sushi rare fishes on. Rich had all of them. Day 3. I had to wake up so early to meet Rich and Rich's friend Annie. But Annie was late, so I and Rich had a breakfast at this cafe. I took a muesli bowl. It's pretty, but it's not my taste, to be honest. But the atmosphere of the cafe was dope. Annie said that she wants to go to Alpaca Farm to Richard, and I actually wasn't interested in, but I joined them, and actually I enjoyed the time with them. Ooh, he's cute. Can I touch him?
Oh, hey.
Wow!
That's
What did he?
That's the shit.
What did he do?
It just like got up. I don't know, because Richard was like teasing it. Richard, why'd you do that?
He's following him? I will spit on you. Annie was a very cool girl, and the wine was very good. It took more than an hour by car to get to Alpaca Farm. The alpaca was with me, is named Bear, and he was a very good one.
How's it going?
And Richard's partner Alpaca was such an energetic baby, so he was barely handle her, and she spit on him a lot. Yep, it's true that Alpaca spit on human.
Yours is the coolest.
Oh yeah, yours are. Is yours a greyhound?
Dude, it's an Irish wolfhound.
We're running.
After enjoying the time with Alpaca, we headed to wine bar for tasting wines. It was able to taste 5 kinds of wine per person, and even it wasn't a small amount at all. And it's just $10 or something.
Sorry, it's been quite busy at the moment.
Yeah. Is it always like this?
No.
Ah.
Well, it's good for the TV show, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is it for? Discover Queensland. You know, that's where they go around to different. And
That's great. Maybe it's like the fans just like tag you along. It's like a comedy song. Pick a different one.
We said goodbye to Annie, and we had dinner at Richie's house with his housemates and his another friend, Eddie.
Dangerous.
Okay, big. Coming out like this. Starting position was right, and he had a lovely turn of pace to narrow down the angle there. Davis.
Day 4, we went to a cafe for brunch.
Yep. Yep.
what is that?
It's like
I love egg benedict with a chai latte. It's awesome. That's my favorite. After that, Rich went to his mother's fish and chips shop for helping her, and I had a rest. And at evening, Rich took me a dance class, and we took a house dance lesson for an hour with Mike, who is Rich's co-worker. It was very fun. Day 5, I woke up at 6 for going to Sunshine Coast with Rich. The beach was brilliant. The weather, clean water, and water temperature, everything was perfect. The wave was pretty strong though. You know, it's better than no wave.
I'm gonna take off my sunglasses.
Dad's from the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
And he's like, the coast has like 100 beaches.
Thank you.
And then we had lunch at Vietnamese restaurant.
Usually your one, you mix this with your thing and you just put it in there.
Alright.
It was the first time to try Vietnamese dessert, and it tastes similar to bingsu, the Korean summer dessert. But it's more like a shake, and there were very strange green things in it. It's pretty unique. Rich went to his mother's shop again to help her, and I visited South Bank alone in the evening for a walk. It's pretty fun to see the night flea market. I adored the South Bank since when I was in Brisbane 2 years ago. I've never been in the water, but I love the atmosphere of South Bank.
되게 시끄러운데 여기가 제가 제일 좋아하는 사우스 뱅크예요.
I just hung out with Richard and his friends, and I owed him a big time. I was able to enjoy Australia for a week without any worry about money or anything. It's because of him, Richard. He told me that if I wanted to come to Australia, and if it's possible to take a week off, just come, and he would pay for my flight. So I did it. And he offered accommodation and food as well. How kind of him. I think I'm pretty lucky because I had some friends like him before. Ariana from Italy, she sent money over to me and she always made food for sharing with me. And Bibi from Taiwan, she also did a lot for me too. Anyway, I actually wanted to withdraw some money, and because of some reason I failed. Then I was worried about that, and he went, "Why are you worrying about money? You don't need that. Just enjoy and get a rest for a week in here." It's touched so much. I just wanted to say thank you, Richard. I hope there is a chance that I can make it up to him someday. Day 6. The last day. It was a day we went to rock climbing with Richie's 2 younger brothers, all together. And it was so fun. His little brothers were so kind, like Richard. One of his younger brothers stayed next to me and teach how to do while Richard was focusing on rock climbing by himself. It was the first time for rock climbing in my life, and it was very exciting, and also it was challenging for me. When it's time to go, my hands were pretty sore.
Oh, kitty.
When the sun was going down, we went to the park for watching sunset.
Me?
go.
Okay, let's go.
But it wasn't that great on the day. However, the light before sunset was so beautiful, so I was happy.
Oh, it's gone, Goozy.
For the last day, we had a dinner with his housemates.
That was the rest of your Thursday. That was the rest of your Thursday.
To be frankly, the restaurant was awful, but it was a good time. I want to say thank you so much, Rich. I mean it. I'll miss Australia again and again and again. I hope to see you again for another holiday.